of loving you. I just can't believe it. I just can't believe the world will love this feeling too. I just can't believe it's true. I should've got it.
Oh, honey, honey, you are my candy girl, boy, and you got me missing you. Oh, honey, oh, sugar, sugar, you are my candy girl, boy, and you got me wanting you and missing you, missing you. Welcome, love bugs. Welcome to art. Guess what we're doing today? You'll never guess. Hey, welcome. Hey, another week in art in my kitchen. What do you think? Getting used to it? I hope so. So what do you think of all of this? Do you think that I have this at my house every single day? Are you kidding me? I bought it just for you. If you were here, I'd share it with you, but I guess I'm gonna have to eat it, or I have a feeling Roman and Rocco will eat it very quickly when I'm done with this video. So, you're asking yourself, why does Jennifer have all this? Well, it's because of art. There was an artist by the name of Wayne Thiebaud, and he painted pies and cakes and donuts and gumball machines and ice cream cones and all these sweet things. And at first people thought, is he a little bit crazy? I don't know how he painted all these things and didn't eat them all at once. He has a pretty interesting story. He was born in Arizona, and he's actually still alive. He's 100 years old, believe it or not. But he had many different jobs. He was a sign painter and an illustrator, and he made posters for movies, and he even worked as an illustrator for Walt Disney World. But he realized that he could actually make money from his paintings. But at first he really didn't have a distinct style. And a friend of his, who was also a famous painter by the name of William de Kooning, said to him, Wayne, stop copying everybody else and find your own style. Find something that you like to paint, something that makes you happy. And so Wayne took some time off, and he began teaching in a college in New York City, and then he went back to his painting. And he said that he sat in his studio and he was just sketching with pencil shapes, ovals and circles, and all of a sudden these ovals and circles started to turn into pies and cakes. He had once worked at a restaurant, and when you worked at diners in the old days, they would have these big glass display cases where they would show the pies. Sometimes at Bob Evans, they show them like that. And he remembered how the pies would be lined up in the display cases, or to be served in the back where the waitresses would pick them up. And so he began painting from memory the pies and the cakes and the slices of cakes and the slices of pies and the ice cream cones. And he began painting these on canvas. He kind of thought to himself, am I nuts? Should I be doing this? People aren't gonna think this is art. But he couldn't step away from it. And so he continued painting these beautiful works with different sweets. And sometimes he would paint things that came from maybe a woman's makeup drawer, lipsticks, or her closet high heels. And he began to sell his work, and he began to make money, and he began to be recognized as a great American artist. And you can tell his work because of, first of all, of the subject matter, the still lifes. And remember what a still life is? It's a collection of objects set on a table. It could be flowers, it could be pies and cakes. Could be shoes, could be anything. So he continued to make these still lives. And what was interesting in these still lives with all the pies, sometimes they look like these tables of desserts that would go on and on forever. Like you just thought, do they ever end? The one thing that he always shows in many of his works are these shadows. The shadows next to the pies or the cakes. And the colors that he uses are, sometimes I call them like the sherbet colors. Some are pastels, some are bright, some you can see the warm and the cool colors next to each other, which make the subject matter pop. We've talked about putting warm and cool colors together in class. Sometimes he uses different shades of one color. But you'll always be able to pick out a Wayne Thiebaud painting by the subject matter. You'll see the cakes and the pies. What I want you to do next is you are going to look at several works of his, and I want you to begin to look at them, stop the video, and look at them and study them. And I want you first to figure out what jumps out in the painting. What do you see first? What colors does he use? Does he place warm and cool colors next to each other? And what is the background? Because his backgrounds, and I don't want to tell you about his backgrounds because I want you to figure it out. What do his backgrounds all have in common? Is there a lot of detail? You're going to answer that question. Do you see his brush strokes in his paintings? Is there repetition? Do you see things repeated? Sometimes you may not. Most of all, do you see the shadows? What color do you see in the shadows? What colors jumps out to you in a Wayne Thiebaud shadow? And finally, what do all of his works have in common? And after you look at these and discuss them, and oh, by the way, look at them with somebody in your family or whoever is in the house. I'm not going to say friends because we shouldn't have friends in our house right now. But it's fun to discuss a painting with someone else because they might bring up things that you're not considering or seeing. And it really sort of makes for really interesting conversation when you look at artwork with someone else. Okay, so I'll see you after you look at your Wayne Thiebaud works of art, okay? Oh my gosh, am I gonna eat all this? Oh my gosh, I just wanna put my face in that cake. Ah! All right, have fun. I'll see you in a few. Mwah. Hey, so what'd you think of his work? My gosh, did it make you hungry? Anytime you look at his work, it makes you hungry. In fact, when you're done with the art project, maybe you can bake a cake or cupcakes or a pie. Oh my gosh, if you know how to make a pie, I will be totally impressed. Did I tell you how hard this quarantine is for me? Because Jennifer is not a cook. I've had to cook every meal. It's been very difficult for me. Okay, so what I want you to do now is I want you to look this site up, okay? It is Wayne Thiebaud, and it is a video on YouTube, CBS Sunday Morning, which is one of my favorite shows ever. I want you to watch this, okay? I'm not so techie that I know how to put the video connected to my YouTube. So bear with me, okay? So stop the video, look this up, and I'll meet you back in a second. I think I'm gonna go eat a cupcake. Hey, third graders. What's up? What do you think we're making? You are right. We are gonna do some luscious Wayne Thiebaud ice cream cones with different scoops. So you could make yours going straight up, or you could make yours dripping. It's completely up to you. But the first thing we're gonna do is tell you your supplies. I need you to get a piece of paper. If you have an index card, or cut a piece of paper the size of an index card, a pencil, Marty the marker, some scissors. Here's my scissors. And some markers or crayons. It's up to you. All right? Go get your stuff. I'll see you back. Hey, make sure you put a pad down on the table too. Okay. So the way that we're going to make our ice cream scoops is we're actually going to draw an ice cream scoop on our index card, cut it out, and then we're going to use that to trace around to create our scoops. Okay, you can see how that fits there. And then on my second one, you can see how I traced around each layer of ice cream. Okay, so how are we gonna do that? You are going to take your index card, or a piece of paper about the same size of an index card, and you can see how it's got a great big hill on top of it. So I'm gonna draw a pretty big hill or sad face. And then I'm going to extend these around. Looks like a C there. That one looks like a backward C. And then I'm going to do sort of like the bottom of cloud shapes, connecting it. So it sort of looks like the chunks of ice cream when you scoop it out. Then you're going to cut that out. Okay, so now we want to figure out how big we're going to make our actual cone. So what I like to do is start my very first ice cream scoop. So I'm gonna not go to the top, I'm gonna kind of go to the bottom and figure out how big the cone should be. And I'll place it there. And I am going to trace around my ice cream stencil. Don't press too hard because you are going to erase actually part of the top line. So that's a good scoop for me to decide, well, okay, I think my cone's gonna come down about there. All right, and then you can show your X's in your cone. We're making little waffle cones. Now I'm gonna take my second scoop and I'm gonna place it on top, overlapping. I don't want it on top like this, but I wanna push it down and place it so it's overlapping the scoop underneath it. And how many scoops of ice cream can you eat? I've seen my sons eat multiple scoops. So you see the top of the first scoop? You are going to erase that. So that's why you don't want to press too hard when you are tracing these. And you continue to trace around these stencils and go as high as you want. How many scoops are you going to have? And erase my line. And go up here. I'm gonna sort of tilt this one just a little bit. And you can have fun adding all your scoops. So keep doing that and I'll see you in a sec. Okay, my little scoops of ice cream. So you can see that I have drawn my ice cream cone with the scoop. So now I'm going to set it on a table, which is here is a horizontal line, jump over. Now I know that seems a little odd that ice cream cones wouldn't stand, but we are artists, and so we're gonna make that happen. So after you have drawn everything, I want you to go over everything with Marty the marker. And then you are going to decide what colors you want all your scoops and your comb. And that's really up to you. You can see here, I did a lot of warm colors next to cool colors. I decided that I really wanted my cone to pop off the paper. That's why I used the neon green and the yellow. But the thing that I want you to be careful with is to make sure that you are making your backgrounds very simple, like Wayne Thiebaud did, and also your table. Now, the way that you do a shadow, because I do want to see a shadow on all of your work, is, you know, take a blue. He used a lot of blue in his shadows, and you just go over from the side at the very bottom and go out horizontally to show me a shadow. Okay? So, hey, have fun with these. And then maybe you can go and get a little scoop of ice cream when you're done. All right? All right. See you soon, love bugs. I miss you so much. I miss you.
Can we eat it?
Don't
Look
you
at this
don't
nice
you dare
chocolate
get your hands off of
cake.
it. Get your hands off of it right now. Oh, I need it for my art class.
And
Don't
these
you
nice
dare.
donuts.
Don't
Oh,
you dare,
what
you
is
chow
this?
hounds. Don't you dare. Roman, put that down right now.